Messenger. I'm an attorney in Youngstown, Ohio. I've lived there my entire life. I've been a horse bettor, a follower of the sport for over 50 years. I've been to every Breeders' Cup race from Hollywood Park in 1984 to Santa Anita last year. I was at the finish line when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. I saw
in 159 and 2, right?
224.
Oh, you mean, excuse me.
224. That's the Preakness that you're talking about.
No, I'm talking Kentucky Derby. I didn't listen correctly. I'm sorry.
224 flat.
224, and nobody's been close since.
That's exactly right.
And I've seen Seattle Slew win the Triple Crown, affirmed. I've probably been to every racetrack in the United States and some in England.
What about harness racing?
I'm not a standard-bred person.
All right, okay. Well, you come clean, that's fine.
The area where this track is, I go by there once or twice a day because I live probably a mile and a half from it. I live in the city of Youngstown. In the three counties, Trumbull, Mahoning, where it is in Columbia, there's over 550,000 people. And probably when you take the contiguous Lawrence and Mercer County in Pennsylvania, you've got 750,000 people there. The horse bettors there have had to go to Cleveland to bet a thoroughbred track. They had to go to Newcastle to simulcast. They had to go down to Mountaineer to watch a track, watch a live race. I think there's four kinds of horse bettors. There's persons like myself that buy the racing form. I need a table to sit at, place to put the form, place to put a drink, and my eyes on the track. That is my judgment about 70% of the horse bettors. There's the kind that like to sit in the stadium seats, the fold-down seats, but they too need a place to put things. Usually they end up putting them on the floor. Then there's the walk-arounds on the apron. Person still, when the starting gate's ready, they're looking at that racetrack. And finally there's the simulcast, which you have to be looking at the television on a simulcast because you're not betting the track in front of you, although you can. You can bet Thistledown just by watching the TV and not going to the track. The only reason I came today is when I read in the paper about the number of seats that you could actually see the track, it was a concern. The persons in our area, we love sports, participation sports, spectator sports. It's an avid sports area. I think that once this track is up and running, it's going to be a gem. We're sitting on not only the racetrack, but Marcellus Shale. We're sitting on Utica Shale. Our economy is burgeoning, and we have a lot of horse bettors in the Mahoning, Trumbull, Columbiana, Lawrence County, Mercer County, all around us. We love the sport. I think Penn National, from what I know, is a first-rate organization. I've been to their tracks. I like what they're doing for our game. The only problem I have is there's a whole bunch of us who would want to have our own table, would want to watch the races probably 2 to 3 days a week. And when you have a big event like the Derby, the Preakness, the Breeders' Cup, you'll fill that place. 500 and some seats that sees the track. My judgment is probably inadequate. Finger Lakes, which is out in the country in northwest New York at Farmington, they get every day at least 1,000 people at that track, and they're watching the races there. Now they also have slots, they also have simulcasting, but they get 1,000 people there on a Thursday or Friday. I listened also to the presentation. One thing I wouldn't want to see is this project stopped. And I don't know if the representative from Penn National is saying, look, the footprint that we've used for this, or the envelope, as he said, doesn't allow maybe to make for more seating. And that very well could be true. I also heard him say that the footprint was on Penn National, which is around 330,000 people. Just in the three counties, we have 200,000 more people. And we probably have another 200-some thousand when we put in the western Pennsylvania. And they're all within, I'm 5 minutes from the track. Newcastle and Lawrence counties, 30 minutes from the track. Right now, Mountaineer Racetrack, when they got the slots down there, I'll bet you that at least 50 to 60% of all the license plates were from Ohio. I bet you at Newcastle, the Meadows, most of the people that go there are from Trumbull and Mahoning County. we have to drive in order to bet racehorses. This will be right in our backyard, and my guess is it will have an impact, a substantial impact on the meadows in Newcastle, and also will have a substantial impact on Mountaineer, because Mountaineer drew from Pittsburgh that they have the Rivers Casino. But they don't have thoroughbred racing in Pittsburgh. They have a standardbred track, but not thoroughbred racing. So I think this is a great idea. I'd sure hate to see it go by the wayside. And I suppose between having 500 seats and none, I'll go for the 500 seats. But I think the footprint maybe that they used of Penn National is applying it to how many people we have here and the type of people we have here and the fact that we've been waiting for something like this for so long may have been a little short-sighted. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Mr.